It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report.
Hi everybody, welcome into the show. Happy Thanksgiving, and it's high adventure on your Southwest Outdoors Report this week. While you are around that fireplace eating turkey in your warm living room, we are out on one of the worst weather days you can possibly imagine. As you well know, cold weather moved across our region this week, and we've got snow, sleet, freezing rain, temperatures in the 30s, and Chad Ferguson, our resident catfish guru and genius, is going to be on the show today teaching us some wintertime blue catfish techniques. Chad, could we have possibly picked a worse day to do this?
Absolutely not. It's just the worst conditions we could expect. The only thing that could go wrong at this point would be a 40-mile-an-hour wind. You know, it's about all we're missing. But
now, blue catfish really bite well the colder it gets, so we're headed into big blue season, are we not?
Yeah, absolutely. I think yesterday and today with this cold front is going to seal the deal. If we get maybe today, tomorrow, the next day, they'll be turned on for the rest of the winter.
Wow. And so all winter long, it's going to be your best chance to catch a big trophy blue catfish. Now, we're going to do something today that is very unusual for the show. We're going to have Chad actually host the show. Now, this is going to work out well for me because while Chad and Monty, the cameraman, are out there sweating it out, I don't know if they'll actually even catch a fish, but they're going to show you the techniques on how you can catch big blues. I'm going to probably head back to the truck, turn the heater down a little bit. I'm going to go to the restaurant, drink a little coffee, and see how you guys do today. How does that sound?
Right. Okay. We'll let you stay warm. It's all right. I'll be brave.
What we're going to do is hand this microphone off, climb the cameraman in the boat, and while we're doing all of this, we're sending you around the region for your latest fishing reports from Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas. Going to be a lot of fun. Right now, though, let's get it all kicked off back at the FSN studios with Julie and your weekend plans.
The Salooner tables are forecasting mixed conditions for your holiday weekend at the lake. Saturday looks to feature poor conditions, while Sunday morning is predicted to have good game fish activity beginning at 8:25. Expect sunrise to take place at 7:11, with sunset happening at 5:21. And we have a new moon approaching, so evenings will be mostly dark. We'll be right back with all of the current fishing reports from around the Southwest. And I'll return for this week's Whataburger Ask the Pro with some information about outboard motor maintenance. First, though, we want to show off some of the entries for our Costa Catch of the Week contest. These aren't actual winners, but if you sent in a photo, look close and you might see yourself on TV.
Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Jean LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. By MotorGuide Trolling Motors, engineered for anglers. And by Nitro Performance Bass Boats, pure performance.
Okay, so we left Barry up there in the truck. He's up there nice and warm and I guess drinking hot coffee or what, I don't know. He asked me to host a TV show on the nastiest day of the year. Couldn't give me a pretty day, but we're out here on Lake Worth, and I'm gonna just kind of walk you through here what I'm doing and how I've got everything set up. But the important thing to remember is that it doesn't really matter where you do this. You can catch fish like this anywhere across the United States. If you don't ice out and you can get on the water, you can catch catfish with these exact techniques anywhere in the country. It doesn't matter which state you're in, this will work. And what I've got here, I've just got this rigged up. We call this a Santee Cooper rig. This is just a little sliding sinker here. I got about an 18 to 24 inch, 50-pound monofilament leader and a big circle hook here with a piece of shad. Now I'm using a little bit smaller baits today than I would normally use because this front just came through, 2 days ago, 75 degrees, and it's 31 right now. But the important part of this rig is this 2-inch float right here. It lifts this bait up off the bottom and gets it up out of the mud, gets you in a little bit better strike zone, and a lot of times you get a better bite with these blue catfish. So what we've got here, I've got about 5 or 6 rods out already, and we're just kind of drifting along now, dragging baits because the fish are real scattered from this front. And we're going to keep moving these baits along, see if we can't find some fish, and let you go catch the Louisiana Report with Cajun Phil while we do that.
Captain Kevin has not missed a day of duck season since it opened up. He's limiting out with ducks each and every day. One day they did not come in with a limit of their ducks. So I tell you what, duck hunting is really good right now. Keep in mind, he's also bringing a rod and reel and throw it in the boat. Whenever he finishes duck hunting, sometimes he just throws out there, catches a few redfish that's swimming around the decoys. Also, we want to mention that on the eastern part of the state now, we got a lot of people over there that's also doing the duck hunts and the fishing trip combo, especially around Delacroix. I got 3 or 4 guys there. They're going out, they're shooting their ducks in the morning, they're coming in, cleaning the ducks, then they're going back out, and they're catching speckled trout and redfish. If you're looking for just fish, talk to Captain Bill Lake in Dularge, Louisiana. Captain Bill says, Phil, every morning by 7:30 or 8:30, he's coming in with a limit, 4-man limit, of speckled trout each and every day. Now, Captain Kevin has been going on some afternoon trips. They're keying in on flounder, because right now we got so many flounder here, it's crazy. When they do go out, they are coming in with their 4-man limit of flounder, which is 40. So I tell you what, keep in mind, fishing, hunting, it's both good right now. If you go up around Toledo Bend or any of your bigger lakes and you see duck hunters out there, stay clear, friends. Right now, the fishing's good on the lakes, but keep in mind, with these cold fronts coming through, if you get up in that 3 to 5 foot of water and you're not catching them, move to deeper water. Get in your creeks, get in your river channels. Keep in mind, cold fronts kill the shad. When the shad start falling down, the bass attack them. So what better lure than a spoon? Jig a spoon up and down, it looks like a dead shad floundering, they're going to nail it. Also, keep in mind, like I said, watch for the duck hunters out there. We don't want nobody getting no eyes put out. Most of the duck hunters now, they got what they call the robo ducks. You see the wings flapping. You see that, stay clear of them, because I tell you what, there is plenty of room for the duck hunters and for the fishermen. Till next time, this is old Cajun Phil for Captain Kevin and the Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters, saying happy fishing or hunting, and may God bless. And we're going to see you folks next week.
There we go. We finally hooked one here. I had to really downsize these baits quite a bit, and the fish are just barely tapping at them. And that's a result of that cold front. They'll hit real light like that. We've had several real good bites. So I made those baits just a little bit smaller a couple of minutes ago, and this is the first real good bump that we've had. And even that bite was real subtle. Oh, goodness gracious. Old Barry Stokes sitting in the warm truck, and I'm out here catching big catfish. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. Now this is the problem. Fishing for big catfish solo is a little bit difficult. There we go. All righty. There. So we moved out a little bit deeper than I was fishing and marked a bunch more fish. And these fish in this little bit deeper water are a lot more active than the ones I marked on the first little drift that we made. And we're just dragging these baits along. I've got 2 drift socks out here on the side of the boat, and we're just dragging these baits along real slow. It's really important. You can catch fish on anchor in the wintertime fishing for these big blues, and you can catch a lot of fish. And the reason I'm drifting today is because of this front. But you know, that's common fish. You can go out and catch 20 of those in a day a lot of times if you want to go out and catch some big catfish. And catch them 3 or 4 times that size is very common. So you know, just get out there, find you a little bit deeper water, make sure you keep those baits real slow, and you'll catch some fish. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it in here in the live well so I can go back when I meet Barry at the warm truck and have something to tease him with. And while I'm trying to catch another one, I'll let you catch the Oklahoma Fishing Report with Gary Dollar.
Well, I hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday weekend. This is truly one of my favorite times of year. I enjoy getting together with family and friends. I also enjoy fishing with family and friends. I hope you have a chance to get out and do that. Now, if you don't like braving the cold weather we have going on in the state this time, it's also a great time of year to take advantage of the many enclosed fishing docks we have across the state. They provide a great place to go and try to catch some of those big old crappie that we have here in Oklahoma. Now, I want to show you a rig that you might not have thought of before. Usually our enclosed dock fishermen are doing one of 2 things. They're taking and using live minnows, fishing straight down, or they're taking and using artificial crappie jigs. This is a rig that has the best of both worlds. What you need to do is take and tie on the very bottom of your line a 1/24 ounce Bobby Garland Moglo jig head. Now come up about 18 inches above that, tie a loop in your line and use a size 6 gold Aberdeen long shank hook. I like the long shank because it's easy to get that hook out of the fish. It's also a small wire frame, so it keeps those minnows alive. Now when you have this combination rig like this, you can do 2 things and change the way that that bottom jig is dancing around. You hook the minnow through the lips, you can have more of a swimming action that's going to actually be moving that jig around in the water. If you hook it through the back, you have more of a quivering, trembling type action that's going to shake that jig. And just that little bit of minnow action is going to cause it to swim around. It's going to also cause it to shake and tremor up and down. So both of those activities are going to entice those crappie to bite. Great time of year to be crappie fishing, but one thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Mercury, the official outboard of the Southwest Outdoors Report for 11 years running. By Academy, right stuff, low price, every day. By Tracker Boats, fish the finest. And by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Southwest Outdoors Report. I'm Chad Ferguson filling in for Barry Stokes today. Barry said it was too cold for him to fish, called me and said, go catch some catfish. So we're out here today again on Lake Worth, trying to catch some trophy blue catfish. And I want to tell you real quick, just a couple of the key elements that you need to know about locating these big blue catfish in this cold water. Now here over the next few months, they're going to move out to deeper water, especially through January and a week or so into February. You're going to go out and look in water about 25 feet or deeper and just kind of work your way out from there. You may find them all the way out 50, 60 feet of water. Get out there. If you have a sonar, look for the bait fish on your sonar. And when you start seeing massive schools of bait fish, you're going to start finding big blue catfish. You can get out there, you can fish on anchor, catch them like that, or do like we're doing today and just drift fish and cover a lot of water. Just make sure you keep the boat real slow when you're doing that. Now, I've been a guide here in North Texas for about 13 years. You've probably seen me on the show with Barry in the past. I do all kinds of different stuff related to fishing for catfish. Barry always teases me, calls me Catfish Head. And you can go check out some of that, get some more tutorials and information online if you want to at catfishedge.com. And I'm also going to throw a picture up here and show you one of these giant blue catfish that you can go out and catch here in the wintertime. My son caught it, and this is the current Texas State Junior Angler record blue catfish for the entire state of Texas. Now, these big blue catfish like this, you can take your kids out, go out yourself on any lake that has blue catfish, and you'll find these big fish like this all over the region. Right now, let's take you out for the rest of the Texas Fishing Report with Brian Hughes.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, where both the folks at Johnson's Fiberglass and Collision and myself wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Now, when the weather gets cold like this and the holidays creep up on us, it's hard to find time or the will to go out on the lake and go fishing. Well, Parks and Wildlife is helping with that. Starting a couple of days before Thanksgiving, they began their trout stocking program. Now, this happens all across Texas in urban ponds, much like the one behind us here, and it may be that there's one right near your house or your place of work. It'll allow you to get out and fish for an hour or so in the morning or in the evening. Parks and Wildlife puts them in the pond. They want you to catch them and take them out, and they make great eating. They're easy to catch using baits like corn, trout nuggets, Velveeta cheese. Just about anything you can put on a hook will catch these little trout, or you can go with super dews and rooster tails. That'll also catch them if you like the artificial baits. Look on the web, tpwd.state.tx.us, for the trout stocking locations and regulations in your area. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Johnson's Fiberglass and Collision. Remember, check out our weekly blog on the website. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, Texas Outdoors Journal brings you this week's report. With hunting seasons open and fishing going through a transition, pick up a copy of the December issue, now on sale on area newsstands. Or better yet, subscribe and take advantage of our Christmas special. That's any combination of 3-year subscriptions for only $39. Subscribe securely at the website on the screen or call 1-800-222-4TOJ. Well, as predicted, we've gone from Indian summer to winter, and it looks like the cold weather is going to stick around for a while. On the upper coast, birds are going to continue to work for a while, but the transition is going to be to either deeper shell or mud shell flats. In those areas, you're going to want to fish a slow sinking corky or a Catch 2000 or some other slow sinking bait. Now, the jetties are going to be another good option all up and down the Texas coast. They provide access to deeper water as well as structure. The Intercoastal Waterway is another great option. Get yourself a chart. Look for channels and secondary bays that connect to the Intercoastal Waterway. Those are great options to fish. On the mid-coast, you're going to be looking for mud shell or mud grass bottoms either side of the Corpus Christi Ship Channel. Keying on deep water is going to be critical through the winter months. On the lower Laguna Madre, look for areas from Baffin Bay on further south to be good options. Look for those deeper rocks to hold trout. Also, either side of the channel leading to East Cut out of Port Mansfield or the south end of the lower Laguna Madre. And also, you know that the Brownsville Ship Channel will only get better as winter progresses and water temperatures drop a little bit further. Before I get to the tides, I want to ask a favor of you. You know, a couple of our team members here on the Southwest Outdoor Report are going through a tough time. My buddy Cajun Phil Broussard recently lost his wife Owetta, his little Reno Red, after a battle with cancer. And little Julie Dobbs is going through a tough treatment for breast cancer. They could certainly use your words of encouragement, and if you would, go to our website and send them a note, and if you have the ability, help out Julie with some of those expenses. Her friends have set up a fund to help defer some of those costs. This weekend, both Saturday and Sunday have a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides each day. I'm Bill Olson, wishing each of you a very happy Thanksgiving and hoping to see you on the coast.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Costa Sunglasses. See what's out there. By Lubes, setting a new standard in fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability. And by Strike King Lures, #1 in fishing.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Whataburger Ask the Pro. This week's question is from Wes in Texas, who asks, what type of routine maintenance is required on a 4-stroke engine? For the answer, let's ask Robin Singer of Mercury Marine.
Well, there's still some maintenance required on a 4-stroke, although it's a lot simpler, but the annual maintenance for changing the oil, or every 100 hours, we ask you to change the oil filter, because what happens, the oil gets moisture in it and it sets up like an acid. So again, for lubricity, for cooling, for life of the engine, we change that. We hit the grease zerks, keep everything lubricated, and it's a good idea to go down and change the gear lube in the lower unit once a season. Again, checking to make sure no moisture or water got in there. And unlike the competition, or if it's a competitive 4-stroke, you'll have to do a valve adjustment as the engine gets more time on it. But on the Mercury 75 horse and larger, you'll never have to adjust the valve train, which means lower cost of operation.
Thank you, Robin. If you have a question for one of our experts, visit the website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com, follow the Ask the Pro link, and let us know. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Hey, this week's winner on the Costa Catch of the Week is Adolph Raymond from Round Rock, Texas, with a 30-inch blue catfish caught at Lake Georgetown, Texas. To enter the contest, go to southwestoutdoorsreport.com and click on the Costa Catch of the Week box on the right-hand side. To see all the Costa frames and lens styles on the Costa website, click on the Costa logo on the Southwest Outdoors Report homepage. You can also check out the new frame style of the month, the Galveston. Okay, it's time now for the Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff feature of the week, and this week is a drift sock. This is what you're going to put out in the water to slow the boat down when drift fishing for catfish. It's going to slow the boat and also help you keep the boat straight so you don't zigzag around in the water. This is essential for drift fishing like this in the wintertime and catching these big blue catfish. It's a good idea to have 2 of them, if not 3, to make sure you got plenty of sock to slow the boat down so you can stay in the fish. Be sure to be on the lookout for next week's episode at a special time, Thursday at 10 p.m. and then set your DVR for Saturday morning at 8 a.m. You can always check out the latest episode of the show on the front page of the website in full HD, and all the past episodes at the YouTube channel through the link on the front page of the website. To see more news, videos, and photos, check out the Southwest Outdoors Report Facebook page. Hey, I hope you enjoyed our show this week, catching these big blue catfish out of Lake Worth. We caught one nice fish, but we've given up. We're going to get out here and get warm now. Remember, you can use these techniques throughout the region all winter long to catch these catfish. I'm Chad Ferguson. Barry will be back next week. Bye-bye.